Now, in most cases, you're not going to be living in your condo or your rental or your home when you're remodeling or something like that. But hey, you got to do what you got to do, right? That's why I've got the plastic. That's why I have to plastic this off to keep the stuff from getting all over the place, keeping the dust down to a minimum in the other different rooms, up the stairs, down the hallway, and all that kind of stuff. And if you were listening closely, this is Tuesday. The countertop guys are not going to be here until Monday. I wanted to allow myself enough time to get all this stuff taken out, get it all cleaned up properly, patch the walls where I have to, where the backsplash is, and all that kind of stuff. And we got the sink here too. And so when I was talking to Momi, I said, hey, we can take the refrigerator, I'll put the refrigerator over here, we'll still plug it in. We only have enough ice that's in there. She has to go get some ice. She likes ice for everything, and for her water bottle and all that kind of stuff. She chews that stuff. You should see her chewing that stuff all day long. Oh man, wish she wouldn't do that, but she does. Hey, and so she'll get a bag of ice and stuff. We'll have the refrigerator over here. And I told her, and she says, well, what about the sink? And I'm like, well, when I get ready to start ripping these counters out, the first thing I thought I would do initially was take the sink out, get that all out of the way, get the faucet out, undo the garbage disposal underneath, all the traps and all that stuff, and get that all out of here. But now I'm starting to think, because this is Tuesday, I'm going to start taking that section of countertop out first. Okay, I'll make all the mess over there. That doesn't affect this, right? So with my plastic up and stuff, we can still use that sink tonight, tomorrow, and then even tomorrow when I start working, I'm going to start over here. I can start taking this out over here, right? I can leave this sink. I can still work around the sink over here. I can do this. In fact, I can do that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday if I have to, and that way we still got this sink here that we can keep using for washing dishes. We can still make food to a minimum, use this as a counter over here and stuff like that, and still be able to use this sink. Hey, it's not the worst case scenario if I tore that sink out right now and I told her, hey, we don't have a sink for a week. Hey, we could do it, no problem. But I'm just thinking about it, see? And so today's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'll leave this sink here. I can work around that, get all this stuff out, depending how quickly it goes to take all this stuff up and all that. I'll wait. Here's a joint right here. I can take this up to here. Here's another one. I can take it up to there, right? All the way around it. Leave this. I can still crack this out of here and just leave this sink until towards the end. Then I'll disconnect it, disconnect the garbage disposal. We got a garbage disposal down there, a regular sink trap. See, here's my trap section here, and that goes over to this garbage disposal. Okay, so the garbage disposal is connected up to the trap across here, going down this way, and then it goes down there. So I can disconnect all that. At that time, disconnect the sink and all that, and the sink faucet, turn off the water and all that kind of different things. And then I can take this sink out. And, you know, I'm going to be careful with this sink. And guess what? I'm going to put that on Facebook Marketplace. You know how much a sink like this costs brand new? It's ridiculous, over $1,000 for a cast iron white sink, big size like this. You check it out. But nowadays, most people, if they do get a sink like that, usually they don't put it over the counter like that. It's underneath the countertop. And they didn't have the one we wanted. It was going to be special order. It's going to weigh a ton, and it's going to be hard for the installers to get it mounted up there, because you have to mount it up with brackets and all that kind of stuff. We ended up going with a stainless steel sink, $199 for the stainless steel sink, and it really looks good. I think it's going to look really nice in there. It's going to be an under counter stainless steel sink and all that kind of stuff. And initially I didn't want the stainless steel sink. I said, nah, we've got a stainless steel sink. We used to have a stainless steel sink at the other house, and it scratches up the bottom and stuff. If you don't know how to wash your dishes properly. And once you get scratches, you don't want to clean it with the wrong scouring pads and stuff. You put more scratches in it. And it has, on the bottom, it's got some trays. And I said, what do you use those trays for? Now I got to pull the tray out every time I want to rinse the sink out. And she said, well, you have the tray down there and that protects the sink from getting all scratched up. So when you're washing your dishes, rinsing them off or whatever, you leave those trays down here at the bottom, and then it keeps your sink from getting all scratched and messed up. And I thought, okay, I can deal with that. That'll be nice. And so stainless steel, here we come, because all of our appliances are going to end up being stainless steel, and that. So that's what we're going to do. And like I say, I'll save this, put it on Craigslist. The sink isn't, the faucet's not that great. I'm thinking it's actually broken there. But it's, you know, we've been using it, still works. And I didn't want to do anything different to it because we're getting a new faucet anyways. But on the garbage disposal, the garbage disposal still looks, it's an InSinkErator garbage disposal, and it still looks in pretty good shape. I'm going to sell that with the sink unit, or it's, yeah, probably with the sink. If somebody wanted to buy that just separately, I'd have to take this out, and it's kind of tricky to do that. But I think somebody, this could be a good sink for somebody, you know. Comes with the other sink strainer too, and all that kind of stuff. Put it on Facebook Marketplace. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do there. Even if this garbage disposal was in good shape, I don't think I'm going to reuse it. I don't know who the last person was when they purchased it, how old it is, how long it's been there. I mean, it still works pretty good, and it sounds, you know, it doesn't sound very loud or noisy, and it actually sounds really nice. You can get different garbage disposals that has an outer shell, and in fact, this one's got the outer shell that has insulation factor inside to make it a little less noisy. Nowadays, they have that shell actually goes all the way down, and it depends. They have these in 1/2 horsepower, 5/8, 3/4, 1 inch, or 1 horsepower, even a 1 1/4. I think I've seen them up to 1 1/4 horsepower. And so if this is a 1/2 or a 5/8 horsepower, I wouldn't even want to consider saving it anyways. Okay, but in any case, I'm going to get going on this project, and I'm going to think and try to work strategic in this area and try to keep the mess to a minimum. That's what you want when you're living here. See, here's the stuff I'm going to use for the floor, and 35 inches, 3 feet wide about, and 100 feet long. And see, it's called X-Board Paint and Remodeling, spill block, breathable, easy to work, lays flat, and it's kind of thick stuff. It's way thicker than craft paper. If I was just painting in here or something, I wouldn't really use this stuff. I'd use craft paper and put that down on the floor, or plastic. You can put your thin plastic down on the floor. The good thing about craft paper that I like though is if you spill any paint, you can see it, and then you don't walk on it and step on it. With plastic, you can't really do that. Whatever you see, wherever you walk, you're walking on paint. You could be traipsing all over the place on your shoes and stuff. That way, that's the reason, if you're gonna paint this ceiling or do something like that, or popcorn ceiling removal, I would use that little thin plastic. And if you are gonna paint in here, you would have to put that plastic down to this entire floor, let's say, and then you need to make sure to mask it down and make sure it doesn't move around, okay? So I'm going to end up using this stuff, and I'm going to use it down the hall, like I said, too, so that when the guys come in here to install the counters, they don't drop something on here spill something on it, get some caulking on it, some silicone stuff on it from when they install the sink, when they're leaning down under here trying to get everything, they don't mark up our brand new floor and stuff like that. With craft paper or plastic, that's just not going to happen. See? But if you use something like this stuff right here, that's going to work good. And I'm going to just do some measuring. And I'm probably going to end up cutting it and all that out in the garage and then bring it in here piece by piece. Last thing I want to do is set this down and lift it up and accidentally cut it with a sheetrock knife and scrape the floor or anything like that. I'll cut it in pieces, put it back in here, and then fit it side by side, tape over the top and stuff like that. In this whole area here, when I put the pieces down, I may not even put any masking tape around the edges or something. All I have to do is basically get the seams tight or close to tight, put this fairly tight like that, and then put some masking tape on there. It's not going to go anywhere, right? Okay, so I'm going to use that, and I'll do some measuring and do some cutting here in a minute and get all that stuff put down on the floor.